Okay, this is freaky, man. Freaking hexagonal, freaking sun yellow.
It's just a guy with his children on a channel just speaking his truth. Let's see what he says.
27th, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, 2019. Guys, in this video, I want to talk about the Fibonacci sequence. If you haven't heard of the Fibonacci, I'm sure most of you watching this video have, but the Fibonacci sequence or the Fibonacci spiral, it is a spiral that is noticeable in nature. The galaxy is actually a Fibonacci spiral. Hurricanes, here's some real life examples of Fibonacci. It's found in flower petals, seed heads, pine cones, fruits and vegetables, tree branches, shells, spiral galaxies, hurricanes. There's examples of the Fibonacci. It's the golden ratio, and you can see examples of it all around us in our existence everywhere. You can see this sunflower went from round to heart-shaped, which it altered the Fibonacci encryption. You don't see it, you see it, but it's different than what it was from a normal round-shaped sunflower.
So we have a paradox of the universe to resolve here, and fast. And it's very wild. So Mr. B seems as something changed the Fibonacci sequence literally overnight. From February 23rd, 2019, I'm going to let Mr. MBB himself tell you what happened. This is what I'm going to try and show the world, how people are talking about their own miracles that they're witnessing, and they don't even realize it's happening. This is what I'm trying to do for the world, is to give you eyes to see. So I'm going to take an excerpt that I borrowed from Mr. B for this show. It was very popular for my channel. It really was, but I made a lot of statements in here, very important. So let's see what happened.
Wednesday, February 13th, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 2019.
So this was put out basically on Valentine's Day. Pretty near, and that's interesting. A heart-shaped sunflower. Must be just a coincidence. So let's see what Mr. B said.
Guys, in this video, I want to share something with you that I observed back on Monday, February the 11th at around 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I simply ran an errand down the street, and as I came out the store that I went to, by default, it faces west-southwest, and this is what I saw. It was a clear day all day long. There were no contrails or anything like that in the sky, no clouds. But yet when I come out of the store at around 5:15, this is what the western sky looks like. And this strange slanted line in the sky that, like I said, was not a contrail. It was some sort of a huge natural formation that looked like a light brown mist in the sky over near the sun. This strange slanted line in the sky that, like I said, was not a contrail. It was some sort of a huge natural formation that looked like a light brown mist in the sky over near the sun. And it was definitely not a dust storm, as it wasn't windy that day. And even if it was, the ground has been moist. So here I am in the car, heading back home, sitting at a stoplight, recording the same unusual sky from inside the car. And as you can tell, there's something on my windshield, a strange residue, that I can assure you was not there when I went to the store 15 minutes prior. If it was, I would have had to have stopped and washed the car, because that would have drove me nuts. So what I think happened is, whatever that was in the sky came down through the atmosphere, maybe. I don't know, because you'll see here in just a few minutes, I show you some pictures of this residue up close, and you can tell it landed on the car. There's no signs of a collision. That's one of them up real super close, and that's what they all looked like, except some of them had a slightly different color, as you'll see here on the hood in just a second, than others. All the same basic shape. So here we're going to take a look at the hood, and you're going to see whatever was on the windshield, as you'll see right here. On the left is the windshield that looks metallic, like metallic flakes. And on the right, or some sort of metallic residue, and on the right is the same metallic residue, only it's on the hood.
This is where Mr. B put it together himself and witnessed the wildest miracle in the entire universe. And I told you, unceremoniously wiped it off his car, probably washed it down later with the hose, so the substance maybe got into the ground and found its way to something. Those people were among the first people in the world to receive the divine light of creation. Mr. MBB, the Pleiadians are the guardians and watchers of Earth. They are the entrusted ones. They brought the divine light of creation to the Earth. And that, my friends, in your car, in your window, was the new flower of life pattern.
Okay. So we're about 4 minutes from the last video. You see the sun is taking on a hexagon shape. And we're getting a sun halo, which is actually a hexagon. To us, it looks like a round halo, but you can see that flat top. It's a hexagon, people. The new pattern, the new flower of life, the new light.
And here recently I received a photograph from a gentleman out of Ohio of something very unusual, and it reminded me of an occurrence that my son and I had back in 2015 that was quite unusual. I couldn't explain and still can't explain it to this day. And it involves sunflower. And I'm going to get right to it because I could talk about this for hours, because I've still yet to this day ever been able to find an example of what occurred back in 2015 with this young man right here that planted that sunflower, and something very unique occurred with the Fibonacci and the sunflower.
All life on Earth springs forth from it. It is the Vesica Pisces. And it was right there on your windshield. And just a couple of months later, after you unceremoniously wiped it off, near Valentine's Day, the sunflowers in your yard next to your car already have transformed with the new flower of life pattern.
Stick with me, this gets interesting because I've got some examples of what look like the Fibonacci being altered by something. And everything in life starts on a molecular level and goes from there. And the Fibonacci is inspired by an encrypted law of nature, basically. Sunflowers are known for is the Fibonacci spiral in the heads of the sunflowers. Look at that. And they're always round. And they follow the Fibonacci encrypted law, the rule of nature. Well, something seems to be altering. This is the sunflower when it reached about 10 foot tall, and that's the normal looking sunflower head that contains the Fibonacci spirals all throughout the head of the sunflower. Well, this is what happened to the sunflower after about 3 weeks of reaching maturity. You can see it turned into a heart shape.
Earth, when we see a storm, it's kind of like a spiral or some kind of a circular pattern. When you look at the North Pole of Saturn, this giant storm that's about 30,000 kilometers in its width, you could actually fit about 2 Earths inside it. If we give the computer something similar to Saturn in basic physics and see what happens, to our surprise and excitement, these computer simulations which ran for months on Harvard's Odyssey cluster and NASA computers, it showed us that you could make something similar to Saturn's hexagon. The main idea being that storms, they don't need to be just circular phenomena. They could be polygonal shapes in giant planets. We are trying to find out what really triggers the hexagonal shape. If there's something specific about it, or it's just by chance that it happens to be hexagonal.
Hi, you guys. I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell you here. Everything is changing. I'm not saying that Saturn is in control of us. I don't believe that. I do believe that different planets control different aspects of Earth. And I do believe that Saturn controls our weather. I believe that Jupiter controls our magnetism. And I'm debating whether it's Neptune or Uranus that controls our water. So I'm going to look more into that. I'm going to investigate more into that, letting the clouds lead the way. So what I see is, I see these things go into a sphere, and then I see the clouds. I see the spheres break down into a heart. And then I believe that's when the hexagon forms. I believe the heart is an intermediate in between the sphere and the hexagon. And please don't think this is a doomsday thing and Saturn is in control. And no, I'm not saying that. But are we changing? Is our Fibonacci sequence changing? Yes. Is it changing towards a heart shape? Yes. And after that, is it a hexagon? I think so. Do we have a hexagon on our pole right now? I believe so. I believe we do. If you ask me, I say yes. So I wanted to bring this stuff up. Oh, look at the snow in the background. Beautiful fire. Isn't that gorgeous? But I wanted to bring this stuff up and bring it to your attention. Have you guys start looking. When you see a flower, really look at the breakdown. Has the Fibonacci sequence changed? What does it look like? Is that a halo I see around the sun, or is it really a hexagon? Start really looking at things and determining for yourself. And I'm sorry for the misunderstanding where I said my last video. I don't mean that. I meant in the series. Do I want to back off a little? Yes, I need to concentrate. I have a website that I'm looking forward to building. I want to provide storage space for you guys, safe storage space that only you can access. And I want to do some deeper diving into our topics, the topics that we really like, and provide conversation of a more secure nature so we can really get into it and talk about this stuff. So that's what I have on the horizon, and it is year 4 for me, and I try and be very weary. This channel has been about redemption, about proving myself. I made so many mistakes in the beginning, and I was so misunderstood. I tried to show friendship, and I caused divide. I tried to show love, and I caused hatred. I just did things wrong, and I went about things the wrong way. I don't believe in apologizing over and over. I've apologized. What I believe in is actions speak louder than words. So I've tried with this channel just to be very upfront, very forward, show you exactly what I'm talking about and explain it the best I can, and I'll continue to do that. So any questions in the comments, I'll try and explain what I'm talking about. And as soon as I get the website up and running, I will. I'll let you guys know. I think it'll be exciting, and it'll be another channel for us to communicate. So I look forward to seeing you guys soon, and I still owe you a video breaking down my findings on the last cloud videos. So I haven't forgot, and talk to you soon. Look at that, beautiful. Oh, just gorgeous. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye. Something else to consider, that in the middle of a cluster of spheres is a square. They can also form a hexagon.